Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, it's the world of Wayne. Long time coming this is, but we're finally getting round to it. We've got the special editions of the Proton packs and the traps for Hero Collector and Eaglemoss's Build the Ecto 1. Okay, now what we're going to be doing in this issue, we're going to be doing one Proton pack and one trap. We're going to have a look at the Proton pack because I do intend to modify it. I do want to make it a little bit more screen precise to the Ghostbusters films. I have got some screen grabs and I'll talk about that once we've just built the first Proton pack. You do actually have to build 4 in the one that I've got here. I'm aware in the UK though this was split up between 2 special editions, but in America you're getting this all in one go. That's all the Proton packs and the trap. So I won't be doing any modifications in this video, but I will be showing you how the basic goes together. Then I'm going to dedicate a whole film to modding it and weathering them up and making them look a little bit more beat up. But let me show you what we've got to do. So as you can see, you've got a full inventory list here. And just so you know, each Proton pack comes in its own tray, looking like that. And also each trap comes in its own tray. And we've only got one trap to assemble, so that looks like that. But there's the inventory list there as well. If you want to match off all the pieces, got a lot of wires by the look of it. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting the Proton pack together first, and the wand or the rod, and then we're going to be doing the trap. That's pretty much it. It looks quite simple, but once you've done this 4 times, I'm sure it's going to be a little bit more challenging. It's going to be a little more challenging if I'm modding it 4 times as well. But I'm glad we finally got them. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be taking the Proton pack. Now this is black plastic, feels like ABS plastic, it's quite a firm plastic. Got some details on it already, quite a lot of details, but you just know you're going to want to soup this up and perhaps make it not so nice looking. I'm going to beat it up. But we do need to put a bumper just over this section here. So as you can see, we've got a hole, we've got a tiny hole next to it. This is what the bumper looks like, and as you can see, you've got a lug in here. So it's pretty easy to see how it goes because that lug's just going to go into that tiny hole there. So we'll put that in, looking just like that. We need to secure this into place. Now all the screws you're going to need come with this, and the screws you're going to need are HP screws. There's plenty of them. Now there are only 2 lots of screws for the Proton packs, so it should be easy to actually put this together. So as you can see, I've got a hole just down the other side there. Let's get a screw in there. So I'm about 4 months late doing this. Everyone else has done it, I'm aware they are, but I'm sure there are people out there that haven't seen this. That's why we're doing it now. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is going to assemble the ion arm. So we need 2 sections for this. One that looks like this, and the other side of that, which looks just like that. Quite easy to see how this goes. It's just going to follow the L shape that we got on here. So this is just going to go over the top, and we're going to be putting 2 EP screws into those holes there. So where I told you that we've got 2 lots of screws for the Proton packs, we've just used them. So here's the first one. Nice and tight. And the second one. Excellent. So when that's complete, that's going to look like that. Now we need to mount this in the Proton pack housing that we first did. This is the back of the unit here. So this is just going to go through this little slot here. As you can see, you've got 2 holes here. So when you put it through, as you can see, they line up with the 2 holes that we got there. That's going to be held in with EP screws as well. So let's get 2 of them in. That's the first one. And one more. I don't think we're going to be using those EP screws now on account that I've only got 1 left. So, but this is the first time I've actually seen these Proton packs. So there we go. That's all in place. Now we need to fit the vacuum pump and hose. So we've got this T-shaped section here, looking like that. And the hose looks like this, and it looks like a curled up spring. As you can see, it is a spring actually. Boing, 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 boing. But it's got a nice little textured effect as well. So what we're going to do is we're just going to push this into this end of the hose. As you can see, the other end has got sort of like some plastic detail on it. We want to make sure it's in the other end of that. So we're going to put it in this side, and it's just pushed in. Might help if you just twist it a little bit just to get that all the way in like that, so then that's not coming out. And then like I said, you've got a little notch on that section where you actually got an extra bit of plastic which is just going to fit into the indent that you can just see on there. So this is going to go in just like that. Now we need to keep this in place, so we're going to screw it from the other side here with a HP screw. So I've got one of them handy now. Put that into place. And then we're going to be pushing this spring hose here just into the hole that we got there. So I've got my tweezers to help with that. That's just going to be pushed all the way in like that. So what you want to do when we put it in, you notice that I'm not using any protection on this. So this is one of these hoses that I really want to dirty up. So get that in there and push it all the way in. Absolutely perfect, and that should hold itself in just like that. Now we're going to need what they call the particle thrower, and it's nice that they've got this spring sort of material on the end here as well, pretty much like what we just used there, and that's what the wand looks like. Again, it's got quite a lot of detail on that, but we're going to need the rear plate, which looks just like that from both sides, and that's going to go into this open section here. Now as you see, you've got a hole at the top and a hole in the middle. The hole at the top is going to accept that little lug that you see there, and we're going to screw in from the middle hole. So this is going to go face down on it just like that, and once again going to be held in with a HP screw. So I've got that here, let's put that in. There we go, that's all the way in. So we've got that plate on like that. I do like this. The next section they're calling the Clipart Minimatic Modular Valve R701 which looks just like that. It's a small detail with a lug on the bottom. Those names are absolutely brilliant, and as you can see here, we've got a little tiny hole just in the side that this is going to be pushed into. I'll push it into there and I'm going to show you how that looks. So when it's in, it's facing exactly the same direction as the hole rod there. Lovely details on that, I have to say. There is some writing on that. If I get my magnifying glass out, let's see if I can read that. It does actually say Clipart on it, Minimatic. So there you go. Wow. I don't think that's going to pick that up on camera though. Now we're going to start working on the hoses. So the first hose we need is the short black hose looking like that. That's going to be pushed onto the pin here, and it's going to go round to the pin on the back here. So we'll get this into place. This is where it's invaluable to use your tweezers here. Hold it very close to the end like that, and just push that onto the lug here, or as I like to call it, the nipple. There we go, that's one side on, and then we'll revolve this round to put the other side just on the back here. And there we go, that's on, looking just like that. So now we're going to be putting the rest of the hoses on. So the first hose we need is one of the longer red hoses looking like this. So the first side of that red hose is just going to go onto the nipple that we can see just under the bumper there. So I'll push that on. There we go, and that's on that side. Now the other side of this goes, as you can see just inside that cavity there, we've got two nipples. It's going to go onto the one nearest to the red pipe, so the left one. So I'm going to get this in now. I have got my glasses on here because this bit will be a little bit fiddly to put on otherwise. And what I'm going to do is just put my really sharp tweezers in here just to open that end up a little bit, and that's going to help it get on. Just like that. And we put it in, and there we go, that's the red cable on. Then we're going to be putting this long black hose on. It's the same length as the red one we just put in, and as you can see, we've got two little lugs or nipples just down the bottom there. It's going to go on the outside one, so we'll put one side in. There we go, and the other side is going to go over the top of the red wire here into the hole that we can just see there. So let's grab that together and push that into that hole. It's not a hole, it's a nipple. I can't think of another word to use apart from lug. So I'm fed up of using lug. So there we go, that's that one into place, looking like that. And then we just need the other long red hose looking like that, which is going to go into the other nipple that we've got just here on the bottom. And that's just going to fit into the last one that we've got in the middle there. So I'll get that one in. Once again, I am going to just open the end up because it's quite tricky to get them ones in. Just like that. Then hold it very close to the end, and we'll push that into place. And there we go. And that's those wires into place. Okay, the next wire we need, or tube, is the longest one that we've got in this pack, and this is a blue one. I'm just going to open the end up here, just a little bit again, just like that. This does help it out. If you need a bit more help, just put it in your mouth for a little while just to soften the plastic up there. That's just going to go onto this iron arm, and as you can see, we have got a little nipple just on the end there. I apologise for using that word. I think it is the correct term to use. But let's get this into place. There we go, that's on. Now this is going to wrap around the bottom, back up to this side here, and it's going to be going onto the little lug that we've got just there. Let's just show you. We've got a small detail here with some red writing on it. It's just going to go onto the nipple just there. Matter of fact, that writing does say danger. That's all I can read with the glasses that I've got on. But we'll get this into place. And there we go. That's the blue wire into place. That leaves us just with two little wires left, a blue one and a red one. We'll do the blue one first. Just going to open up again this end. I'm pushing my tweezers all the way down the end, just like that. You can see that it just opens it up a little bit there, and then that enables me to hold it like this right at the end. This one's just going to go onto the bottom of this section here. There's a nipple just at the end of that, so we'll put the blue one in this side here, and that's going to go onto its corresponding one just onto this section here. So we'll put that in there as well, just like that. And we've got one more to put in, which is just this red one into the top one there. Lovely. That just goes into the corresponding one on the other side here, making sure that's all the way down that there. And there we go. That's pretty much all the wires in, looking like that. Then we're going to be taking the wand assembly. We're going to be putting just the end of the spring wire just over that little gap that you can see there. And that's all going to be held into place with this plate. And as you can see on the plate, you have got a section on this side which is going to pin that wire into place. So I'll put this over the top. Make sure that that's in perfectly. You see, it's just fallen out there, so we need to make sure that's in like that. And there we go. That's all ready to be screwed together. And we're going to screw that together with 4 HP screws. Let's put them in now. That's one. The second one here that I'm going to put in is going to bite this proton wand into place, so that's not going anywhere. 2. See, there's no gap there now, so that's not coming out. It will hold from that section there. 2 more. Number 3, and here's the last one. Number 4. So now that's looking almost complete. We just need to put the frame on, and they're calling this the Alice, A-L-I-C-E, LC1 pack frame. Do love these names. So as you can see, we've got a lug just on this section here. It's going to fit into the lug there to keep that lined up, so you know exactly where you're putting it. And once again, we're going to be putting a HP screw just down the end there to keep that into place. And then we're going to have one more HP screw just onto this end here. So we'll put that in. Nice and tight. And then that is the proton pack complete. So it's looking like that. Now, as you can see, we've got a wand which is just going all over the place at the moment. Now, I do believe that when the vehicle's actually finished and we've got the trolley that we mount these to, I do believe there is a place to put the wand in the car, so it's actually held kind of like that. But in the meantime, there's no way to actually mount it to the side of the proton pack here. Now, Ian Campbell has come up with a fix for this. Ian, you can catch on the live streams. You know what? I was going to leave the mods to stow the Proton Pack guns when I actually go around to modding the thing. But these mods from Ian Campbell are so simple. It's probably best to show you now. So I'm aware that I'm breaching continuity. And here's a finished one at the moment. As you can see, this just falls around. It's all over the place at the moment. But Ian's fix is absolutely brilliant. All you've got to do is take out the screw that we've just put in there, which I'm going to do now. Keep the detail in there, we just don't want the screw. Then this part that he sent here just goes on top. All we do is then put one of these pins in. He has provided spares in this because, as you see, you need to be a bit brutal in this section now. But it does work. If the pin breaks, then as I said, there is spares. Get a flat object, like a file, which I've got here, a flat file, and then just put an amazing amount of pressure on that to make sure it's flat to the gun. Just like that, and there we go, we've got that section on there. And then quite simply, how's this for an absolute simple fix? It just clips onto the side, just like this. And there we go. That is stowed away, looking absolutely brilliant, like that. Now, I am aware that this gun, as I said, might go into the car, and it might be mounted there, but in the meantime, you can save that screw and you can have it like that, so it's all tidy. But what we'll do is we'll go back to the main build, because we're not actually at this stage yet. Okay, here's all the parts for the trap here. This looks like a lot simpler than the Proton Pack. So what we've got first is the trap base, looking just like that. A lot of the details have already been painted for us. And the first thing it wants us to do is actually just to apply a sticker, looking just like this, to the top doors here. So I'm going to put them on. Now you can see straight away when I put this sticker on, that this trap isn't going to be able to open. It's just suggested. So put this into place, make sure it's nice and straight. Then we're going to need this little tiny handle here that they're calling ST1. This is actually just going to push into the hole that we can see there. So we'll get that into place. There's no glue, it hasn't asked me to use glue, but this does go in pretty solid, so you can hold it on its own there. And then the next section we're going to put in is the bar graph, looking just like this. I have to say this looks nothing like the picture, this detail here. It's just going to go into this section here, so we push that in. I believe it goes that way does look correct, so that's looking just like that. Then we're going to be closing the base off here, and this is what the base looks like. That's going to face down just like that, and in here we're going to be putting 2 IP screws. I've got them ready here, so we'll open them up and we'll get them into place. As you can see, the trap is a lot easier than the Proton Packs. And we've got to do 4 of the Proton Packs, and then we've got to mod them all. I mean, you could leave them as they are. If you've got no plans to take them out the vehicle, then the emissions that you can see on them, you're not really going to see. But that's the basing. So that's the trap done. We're going to put that to one side because we're going to make the pedal now. So for the pedal, we need the base looking just like that. And we've got a clear block to put over it. Now, at the top of the block, there is actually a notch which will guide you to exactly what way round this goes. So I'm just going to put that in so it's sitting perfect. Just like that. And that's going to be held in with a BP screw. So that's the other set of screws that come with this. Let's get one of them out. These are quite thin screws, these ones. Now, because of that notch on the clear piece there, it shouldn't rotate around when you start screwing it in. And when that's in, it should look just like that. Then we've got the pedal top looking like that, and we've got sort of like a larger section there and a lug at the bottom, which is going to fit over the top of these sections here. And you can see it's angled, so it does look like a pedal. And then we're going to secure this all in from the other side with the base here. And that's just going to follow the shape that we've got there. So pushing that into place, and all of that's going to be held together with an IP screw. Now, as you can see, the way this is mounting, this screw going through the bottom here is going to go into the top pedal, which means the pedal's not operative either. Again, it's just for show, so you can't just push that pedal down. Now, I do need to take that apart again, because I just need to actually put the cable in. So this cable is just going to go onto the edge here when I just put the base on. So that's going to be pinched into place there. Let's try that again. It's a little bit fiddly because you've got to hold everything together, including the pedal, because this screw is going to hold that cable into place and the pedal on the other side. So once again, screw that in nice and tight. There we go. That's not coming out. The pedal is still on. I'm just loosening, taking one screw out and loosening the other one, just so I've got enough to go like that. Put this into place, close it, and then once again we'll screw that back up. It did tell us actually to do that. It's my mistake. I've done it the difficult way around. But hey, all roads led to the same place, didn't they? So we're all good. And there's the trap done. So we've got the trap and the pedal looking just like that. So we can whiz that off and then fire it up. Woo! And all lights coming out and stuff like that. So there we go. We've got one trap and we've done one proton pack. I'm going to do the other three off camera. So there you go. That's all 4 proton packs done and the trap here. And as I said, I have put Ian Campbell's mod on there, so you'll be able to see how that goes. Now, regarding the mod, it's not actually available yet, but I'm sure when that becomes available, Ian Campbell will be able to give you communication about that. You can catch Ian on the live streams when we do the live streams, but, you know, what a brilliant fix. That was actually a lot easier than I thought. Hell of a lot easier than I thought. From what you guys are telling me, it was one of the most fiddly parts of the build. If you want to get hold of this yourself with the special editions, I've put the link down here. If you're in America, just follow the link to the American site, and if you're in Britain or the UK, just follow the links to the UK site. All those links do is say that you've been sent from the world of Wayne, so that the folks over at Eaglemoss know that you've been watching the channel, watching all these videos. But I really do hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.